So, are you new to astrology and you are probably like, okay, I know my sun sign, but now they're talking about houses. Is it my personal house that I live in? Is it my friend's house? Like, what are they talking about? Well, in this video, I'm going to be explaining what the astrological houses are and how they fit into this whole new world of astrology. And so, if you are new to me or my channel or any of my content that I put out in social media land, my name is Kay Catrice. I am the Natal Chart Navigator, and I am an intuitive energy reader. And I help women to understand who they are energetically so that they can live their lives aligned. And so, I guess live their lives in alignment, I guess. What else? In a line, on a line. It is what it is. And so, yeah, welcome to the channel. And so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. This is going to be a part of the houses series. I'm going to, in this video, I'm going to explain the houses, and then I'm going to do a video going more in detail on each of the 12 houses in your natal chart. Okay. And so when you are looking, when it comes to astrology, okay, astrology is basically a study of the universe, of the solar system, and how the planets and all the asteroids and everything, how they affect us here, humans here on planet Earth. Okay, when you are looking at astrology, you won't ever see Earth as one of the planets, that you have a sign for, because we are here on Earth, and it is all of the other planets in the solar system that are affecting us here on Earth. Okay, and so now when you pull, in order to know about how the planets are affecting you, or what sign is what, you will have to pull something called your natal chart. Okay, it is also called a birth chart. Okay, and so your natal chart is pretty much a snapshot of the sky when you were born. Okay, so in order to pull your natal chart, you will need your time of birth, your date of birth, and the place that you were born. Okay, and so you input all of that information into online. There's numerous sites. I'm going to link in the description box. I'm going to put the link to a tutorial that I did for astro.com, so that you can go in and you can pull your own natal chart, and so that you can start to get familiarize yourself with your placements, with your chart, so that you know how this energy is, how the energies and the transits and everything, how it is affecting you. Okay, and so, um, so the wheel, your zodiac wheel, is divided into 12 houses. They're called houses. So it's a circle chart, so I guess you could call it pie slices as well. Um, and so it's divided into 12 houses, and on each house is a sign. Okay, and so each house represents a different aspect, or different area of your life. Everything from travel to romance to career to money to the self, subconscious. It is all there in your natal chart. Okay, and so if you have a planet and a sign in there, okay, so when you're, hold on, let me back up. So when you first are looking at it, okay, and you get to the point to where you want to start actually analyzing your own chart, okay, the first thing you're going to look at is the sign that's on the house. Okay, because that is how, that is the energy that that house will be expressed as. Okay, so for example, if you on your first house, because the first house is the house of self. Okay, so on your first house, if you have Aries rising on the first house, the energy that you're going to express to people, okay, self, first house is identity, is going to be Aries like energy. Okay, and so If you have planets in that house, then that's going to give it more of a flair and flavor as well. Okay. And so it's important to also to know about the angular houses, because the angular houses are like major, um, they're like major parts of your life. Okay. So the first house is the self. The fourth house is your home. Seventh house is your marriage partnerships, business partnerships, serious relationship partnerships. And then 10th house is your career, your legacy, your public persona. Okay. And so when you have planets in these angular houses, it means that it makes the themes of the houses more paramount in your life. Okay. And so, a nice way to remember the houses is to think about, the first four things that people normally ask you when, they first meet you. So they might say, "Who are you? What's your name?" Um, Second thing, they might be like, "Oh, so what do you do?" Okay, that's your 10th house. Who are you? What's your name? That's first house. Um, where are you from? That's your fourth house. And who are you with? That's your seventh house. Okay. And so I'm going to go through each of the houses, just give you kind of an overview of what each house stands for. And again, this is going to be a series. So, you'll want to look at each one because I'm going to go more in depth on each of the houses in the series. Okay. And so the first house is the house of self. Okay. It is your self identity. It is who the energy that you show to the world when they first meet you. Okay. It is also your physical body, your outlook on life, your major life themes, gestation. It's also your early life experiences. So, like from like I think 0 to 2 or 0 to 3 is first house. Your personality, your persona, and the way you navigate your reality. Okay. And so um, the sign that's on that house is how these things will be expressed to the world. Okay. It's how you express these things to the world. Okay. And so then the second house is your finance, the finance house, the money house is what I call it, but it's your personal finances, your personal money. It's also your livelihood, your material possessions, your savings, your attitude towards money, and it's also your self worth. Okay, your self esteem. Your self esteem, self worth, all of that is both. Self worth is mostly second house. Self esteem can be second. It's first house, but it can also bleed into second house. First house and second house, those two houses are you. They are all about you. Okay. And then you move on to the third house. Third house is the house of your siblings, extended family, neighbors, neighborhood, community, short distance travel, learning, early learning, education as well. So this is like when you get like into the daycare phase, going leading up to like kindergarten, leading up to kindergarten, elementary education, all of that. This is also your communication and your mindset. Okay. This is the communication house. And so, again, depending on the energy that is expressed, then that is how the themes of this house will be expressed. And then you move on to the fourth house. Fourth house is your home, your property, your family, your parents, your ancestors, your roots, your foundation, and it's also your retirement years. Okay. So the third house and the fourth house, they coincide because third house is the siblings house, fourth house is the home and the property. Okay. And so those two go coincide. Okay. And then we move on to the fifth house. Fifth house is the house of joy, the house of play, children. It is also pleasure, your hobbies. This is the romance house, the love and romance house. It is also your creative expression, and it is the sex house. It's one of two sex houses, but this is like more like casual sex or casually dating sex. This is not that. This house doesn't govern like committed love sex. Okay, that's another house. Okay. And so then you move on to the sixth house. Sixth house is the house of health, nutrition, daily routines, your work environment, your co-workers, if you are a business owner, your subordinates, and then like animals, like domestic animals, so like cats, dogs, things of that nature. And so the things that of the impacts of this house also affect your sixth house. These two houses go, kind of work in tandem together. Okay. And so then moving on to your seventh house. Now, this is the relationship house. This is the serious relationship house. Okay. Fifth house is the more casual relationships, casual dating, casual sex. Seventh house is more so your serious, committed relationships, whether it be, just, you and your partner are committed into being with one another, or you're actually married, or business partnerships and things of that sort, any contractual agreements, negotiations, open enemies, those things are housed here in the seventh house. Okay. And in the eighth house, this is the house of committed sex. Okay. This is the death, rebirth, transformation, intimacy, sex, trauma, psychological issues, fears, power, and control. This is your partner's finances. So this is the other money house. Second house is personal finances. Um, and then eighth house is the committed finances or partnership finances, business finances. This is also debt. This is also other people's money. This is taxes, inheritance, investments, and the occult. Okay, so the occult would be things like astrology, um, numerology, all those type of new age spiritual things. I won't say new age because ain't none of this stuff new. Um, we just might put our own spin on it now, but ain't none of it new. And so the seventh and the eighth house, they work in hand, more in tandem together. And so then moving on to the ninth house. The ninth house is your spirituality house. It is all about your beliefs, your religion, your philosophies, morality, ethics. This is the higher education house. Third house is like early education up to like high school. This is like college and beyond. Um, this is foreign cultures, long distance travel, publishing, teaching. This also has to do with the law as well. Um, and then the tenth house, excuse me, tenth house. This is the career house. Okay, this is your public persona, your public reputation. It is also authority figures, occupations. And when it says occupations, it's more so like career occupations, which is sixth house is more like jobs. Okay. Um, this also has to do with like business industries as well. And then this is also leadership. And so ninth and tenth house work in tandem together. And then the 11th house. 11th house is the house of friends. It's also group memberships, humanitarian pursuits, the internet, social media, social support, social recognition, hopes, and dreams. And then the 12th house, last house, this is the house of endings and undoings, loss, misfortune, spirituality. It is also the subconscious, literally, your subconscious resides here. Dreams, places that are hidden, hospitals, temples, brothels, prisons. Also, any type of secret relationships that you may have in your life. Things that you may not want the public to know about or people to know about, it will be housed here in the 12th house as well. And so in this video, I just wanted to do a overview of the houses. And so stay tuned for the next video in the series where I will be diving in deeper into the first house, okay, which is the house of self. And so I do hope you found value in this video. If you do, please do go ahead, share it out so others can find value as well. Also, give it a like, and subscribe if you have not subscribed, and click the bell so that you get notified when I upload a new video to the channel or when I go live. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the university, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great one.